This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Flagstaff Super Lite travel trailer. And the model number is 26FKBS. So this is a how-to video. It's not a floor plan video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So here at the door side rear, you can see you have power stabilizers. One switch controls both rear, and then the switch up front controls both of the front jacks. So it's very simple. Just extend it, retract it. Of course, you don't lift the trailer with it. It's just to stabilize it. Outside shower. This is to fill your fresh water tank. The most common way to get water to the trailer is obviously the city water hookup. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill this tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you where that is when we get inside. While we're standing here, this port has to do with winterizing, right? This is your city water hookup right here, the most common way to get water to the trailer. And this is your black tank flush here. So the thing to remember when you're flushing your black tank, obviously you hook the hose here at the dump station hose, put the hose on here. But don't turn it on unless you got the black tank valve open. So once you open the black tank valve, you don't want too much pressure to build up, so you open it up, then turn this on, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank. It'll clean off the sensors so you get a good accurate reading, that sort of thing, okay? Then we have campground cable and satellite right there. Okay, you have a power awning with LED strip. You have a rear door here. TV hookups here. There's TV signal, power, and of course a bracket. This you could put you get a utility table that hangs on the side of the trailer. You can put that there if you choose. Up here you can put your griddle on here. You know, your griddle, they just got it tucked away right here right now, but that's your griddle. And I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a rubber hose to use to connect it to the LP system, and that would be right here. You can see you just connect it right there and hang your griddle there, and you're all set. That is the vent for your range hood. If you're ever going to be venting to the outside, you always want to open the baffle in there. There's two little latches, one on each side, and you can free up the baffle. This is your water heater. Okay, so this is your drain plug and anode rod combo. It's empty right now because the trailer's winterized as you requested it. So it works on gas or electric. Never run the water heater without water in the tank. Just make sure you always fill it before you run it. And I'll show you the switches to operate it when we get inside. Okay? If I can do this one-handed. I can get lucky here. With one hand. There we go. All right. So, this is your dump hose here. That's your utility table. Here is this crank right here. This one is for the power tongue jack. If your power tongue jack happens to fail for any reason, you can pull this plug off the top, put that crank on there, and you can always get hitched and unhitched no matter what. So that's what that's for. You have a deep cycle marine batteries, and the kill switch is right here. If you can see it down there, you can shut the batteries off right there. 2 LP tanks, which are full automatic changeover regulator, power tongue jack. Okay. So as we move this way, you've got slide toppers all the way around on this. Your valves are down here. Black tank valve, gray tank valve, and then there's another one up there. So 2 different hookups. This is storage. Your power cord hooks in here. It's a 50 amp cord, so it's a 50 amp system. This housing tells us you're pre-wired for a backup camera. It's a Furion camera kit. We do sell those here. Also, This ladder makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states every 90 days or so you should go up there and inspect your roof, or have somebody go up there, make sure there's no cracking or separation at any of the sealants. Make sure there's no damage to the roofing material or roofing attachments by, you know, low branches or road debris. You can't see what's happening on the roof while you're obviously from the ground here, so you have to go up there and have somebody take a look as part of your regular maintenance of your trailer. Okay. Alright, when we first come in, thermostat here, it's self-evident. You got 2 zones, you got your mode and your system buttons. So right now we're running on gas heat. Turn the lights on here. Okay. So your awning, power awning switch is right here. Never run it, or excuse me, never leave it out unattended. Always roll it in when you're not going to be using it, or when you're, or I'm sorry, when you're not at the trailer. You have 2 slide out slides here. That's the connect is for your, if you want to use the app for this, right? Your water heater on gas is right here. You light it on electric or turn on the electric right there. Never run it without water in it. Your water pump right here. Remember I told you can pump water out of the fresh water tank. If you don't have city water, well, you would turn the pump on here. Plus you use this pump to winterize the trailer. Also, all the tanks in this trailer have heating pads on them, so it extends your camping season, and you turn that on right there. Of course, it shows you your levels here. This is their Wi-Fi Ranger. Okay, the Wi-Fi Ranger is on the roof. It consists of an antenna, a signal booster, and a router. Now they've got this sideways, so I can't really turn it your way so you can see it, or can I? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. The top line says Tenton 1006. That's you. That's your Wi-Fi Ranger. So you get all your family's devices together, tablets, phones, whatever, and you'll go to that Wi-Fi section. You'll find this Tenton 1006, and you'll put in a password for it. So you they'll automatically log onto it when it's searching for Wi-Fi, right? If you go to the bottom line here, it's an address. You could type this into a browser. When you get to the login page, you have a temporary password, which shows you in the middle here. Change me now 1006, so you can make up your own password at that point. But that'll take you, that address will take you to the web page for this, and you'll be able to see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. You would pick out the, let's say you have, they gave you a password for the campground Wi-Fi. You would find it, punch it in there, and log the Wi-Fi Ranger on. It's a really good signal booster, that sort of thing. So basically all your family's devices will connect to the Wi-Fi Ranger automatically, and then someone will have to go to this address in the browser and log on to the public Wi-Fi. It's an excellent signal booster. This is telling us you have a tire monitor that comes with it. You can program it, and it'll tell you your tire pressure and your temperature of your hubs, that sort of thing. And like I said, there is an app for this also. Okay, so refrigerator, 12-volt DC refrigerator and freezer. Microwave, looks like any other microwave. Here's the range hood. I showed you the vent on the other side and told you if you're going to be running the fan, you want to have the baffle on the outside open, right? I'm going to shut this off here because there's no reason to be running this right here. Okay. So when it comes to your range, I don't know if he's got the gas turned on. I must, because the furnace is on. So let's see what we got here. You have the 3 knobs in the center for the 3 burners. This is the sparker on the left. You turn it clockwise to spark, and that's your oven knob there. So if you just change the tanks, so there we go. If you just change the tanks, there'll be a little air bubble in there. So you got to work past it. When it comes to here, you have a light here, and then an oven light also. At the bottom here is the pilot light. So you light the pilot. First of all, you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light, you depress it, then you light it. After you see it light, you hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to temperature, you know, whatever you want to set it at. When you shut it off, the flame goes out. So does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Always travel with this closed. This device down here is your power converter. So basically you have 110 AC circuit breakers here, like you'd see at home. They're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, so you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. This is also a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it's going to sense how much energy your batteries up front need and always keep you charged. So it's a battery tender also. Alrighty. As we move on, this not only converts power. Conversion is going from AC to DC, right? This inverts power. It goes from DC to AC. So what's happening is your outlets are inverted. So let's say you're someplace where you don't have any AC power. This will be shut off because you don't run it unless you need to invert power. You hold the button for a few seconds to turn it off. So you got an appliance you want to run, a blender or something. Because the receptacles are inverted, you can just turn it on. This is if you don't have AC power. And it'll start inverting the 12 volt DC to 110 AC, and then you can run the blender and you're all set. So it'll just give you a limited supply of AC power for small appliances, basically. Okay. This is the control panel for your tire monitor. We'll talk to you about that when you pick up. Keys, of course. Now the table, normally you travel with it in the down position because it's heavy. You don't want it to bounce around and put a dent in the wall or break a window or something. But nevertheless, you put this to the right in order to collapse it. You collapse it at the hinges and you set it right down on these cleats. There's 4 of them here. And you can do that during travel. Also, you can do it to turn it into a bed. You use the back cushions to fill the space and it's a bed. Okay. Stuff in here. This is just a toilet roll holder, a towel rack, a spatula. And this is for your outside TV if you want to hang a TV out there. There should be more stuff here. I'm just looking to... We got different people starting now, and I don't know where they like to put everything in the same spot, but it doesn't always end up there. So here is your packet. Wow. I'm going to set the camera down for 1 second here. I need 2 hands for this. So in this packet are all your directions, you know, all your paperwork. Okay. Let me put it back up here. So, this is the other half of the TV bracket. This is the one. This is for the outside. This one will go on the back of your TV, if you in fact have a TV to hang outside. And then just the rest of your stuff here. The rest of your paperwork. Okay. These are the legs off of your television. They just give them to you in case you want to use it for some reason. Okay, so let me keep going here. So I showed you the inverter, right? So it converts power, goes from AC to DC, and it inverts power, goes from DC to AC. Okay. Now this is your solar panel controller right here. The thing to remember is the button you need to use is B. That's the only one that really will do anything for you. So let me just bring it around here so I can show you. 12.7 volts in your battery and the DC system, right? The reason it's down, it'll normally be about 13.5, but we're not plugged in right now, so we're running off the solar panel and the battery. So that's what it's telling you, 12.7. You push it again, we're gaining 1.6 amps and start putting in the battery for storage. You see the picture of the sun going towards the solar panel. So we're gaining 1.6 amps. It's a cloudy day. It can be, 7.5 amps, 5 amps, whatever, anything in between, depending on the weather outside, the position of the sun in the sky, so on and so forth. Hit B again, and there's only 80. The battery has 82% charge right now, because we're running just off the battery. Hit it again, and 2992 amp hours. So that's how many amp hours are stored in your battery also. So you get 4 readouts. You just keep hitting B. You start back at 12.7, okay? There are other features to it. You can look into that. There is an app for this also. As you go through this stuff, and it has a lot of new features, so you can read the stuff in the packet. You can also go to the manufacturer's website and look at their product videos and their information too if you really want to learn more. If this ever starts flashing and it says FUL and keeps flashing and the buttons won't respond, it's telling you that there's no more room for storage in the battery. So it's not going to, it just doesn't do anything till the amperage in the battery drops, and it'll go right back to the normal 4 screens, okay? All right, so when you're towing down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator through the charge line charges the batteries. When you're plugged into shore power, your power converter charges them, and your solar panel charges them as much as it can all the time. Okay, all right. One more eco device in here is the shower miser. Again, you can learn more at their website if you choose to. But what this is a recirculating pump or system, I guess you would call it. The reason when you're heating up water, the cold water will just go down the drain. So when you do that in a trailer, first of all, you're wasting good water, and some places have water issues, have drought issues. So you don't want to waste perfectly good fresh water. Plus, you're going to be wasting storage in your gray tank also. So what this does is, while it's heating up, it just sends the water around in a loop from here through the water heater, the pump, just in a loop, or same water around and around again as it heats up. Once it heats up, once it heats up, this will turn like a beigeish color. You'll see it plain as day. When that happens, you know the water's been heated up, and then you'll just go to regular position and work like a shower. It's just a way to heat up your water without wasting any. That's called the shower visor, okay? Also, always make sure these are latched when you're traveling. You don't want them to bounce open, because they will shatter if they hit hard enough. Sink works like any other sink, another GFCI. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through GFCI. This is a 4-speed fan, a really good one. The first 2 speeds you can barely hear. The second 2 will, pull your hair straight up. The toilet is an RV toilet, so it sits over the black tank. When you're going to be camping, once you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll put a dose of chemical in the bowl. Then you'll step on the flush pedal and hold it down until you put at least a gallon of water in there. Then it's ready to be used. At least a gallon of water and a dose of chemical. Okay? All right, I know I'm jumping around a bit, but I'm trying to make sense out of the whole thing with the different inversion, conversion, and solar power thing. Hopefully I've succeeded. Down here, this one's an AC power, but this is the fireplace, which is also a space heater. It's very nice. It's a really good heater. That's the remote for it. This next remote's for your sound bar. This has FM radio, no AM for some reason, but FM radio. It has a USB drive. It has Bluetooth. 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. So it does everything you need and then some. Your TV is just a TV, but the TV, you can see this cylinder locks into this clip right here, so it actually locks into place so it won't swing around when you're traveling, which is the way you want it, and that's the remote for that. So we're good there. These are just theater seats, I believe. Yeah, so you have theater seats, and they're recliners. I guess you would call them recliners, not theater seats. Alrighty. So, let me look around and see if I've covered everything. I know it's kind of... Okay, so this is a 50 amp system, right? You only have one air conditioner now. They wire this, I'm sure that's what this sticker is going to tell you, but the second air conditioner will go right here. It's pre-wired for it. So if you're interested in adding a second air conditioning, we do that here. It drops right into place here. So that's why it's a 50 amp system, because it's pre-wired for a second air conditioner. Okay? There's also some drawers here, and then there's some kind of a handle here with more storage that goes over to the back there. Drawers, wardrobe, that sort of thing. This is where your water stuff is, your water pump and your water filter, canister, and there's also a valve you have to change over when you're winterizing. So you draw the antifreeze through that port on the outside that I showed you, instead of from the fresh water tank. It's so you can learn about that as you go. Okay, I think that covers it. We'll be able to talk to you about this when you pick up also. Let me look around. Okay, so we're good. Alright, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important, obviously. Right now this is winterized, so the water heater, the water heater is empty, and the valves are in winter mode, right? They're bypassed. Also, the water's been purged out and replaced with antifreeze in all the lines, so it's all set for the winter, okay? Thank you.